Hello, MEA members. My name is Troy Palmer. I'm your Vice President filling in for Dan while he's gone. And your Executive Board and I have a message for you about the snow makeup days. I'm sure you're all anxious and nervous and worried about it, and there's been a lot of questions, and we're going to try to answer those tonight. What I can tell you is this: we missed 4 days of school, and the whole state is in a bugaboo about that. We're all trying to figure out how to make that work, and we have to make those days up. We're essentially got paid for staying home. We have contractual duty for 190 days, and we have student contact time that we have to meet for state requirements. So we have to make them up. And that's the not fun part of this. The good news is that the district invited us into the conversation, and we have spent countless hours. Your executive board and your bargaining team have problem solved and gone over lots of different solutions and variations, and you've seen some of those. You haven't seen other ones, and it's been completely collaborative. And we have crafted a plan that we think works for all stakeholders. Not only does the district like it, your executive board and your bargaining team like it, the classified like it, and we'd like to explain it to you and put it to you for a vote. So the first thing I should tell you is there's a change that's going to happen regardless of the makeup days. Just because we missed a week, we're going to push the semester forward a week. You may have already heard that. So normally we end right here on the 26th and have a grading day on the 27th. We're just going to push that forward a week and end on the 2nd and grade on the 3rd. No big deal. All that does is equalize the semesters, and that makes sense for everybody. I just let you know that in case you hadn't heard so you can plan. Now the question becomes, how do we make up the snow days? Lots of different solutions. I'm sure you have an opinion about it, but they've all been vetted and thought through, and there's pros and cons. We have come up with a package plan that we think works, and here's what it is. The 20th of February is President's Day. It's normally a non-paid day. You get to stay home, you don't get paid for it. We've agreed we'll come in and work that day in front of kids. So the kids make up a school day, we make up a school day. The 13th of March was scheduled to be a conference day. We've agreed to exchange that for an instructional day for kids so they get to learn all day that day. On the 14th of April, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. We've agreed to give up a 50-50 grading professional development day and teach kids, and we're going to get that time back later. So what we're initially doing is being uncomfortable earlier in the year so we get out a little bit earlier in June, because we heard that voice. People said, get me out in June as soon as we can, and parents are saying that, and kids are saying that, so that's what we're trying to do. Now the last makeup day, we need to make up 4 of them for kids, would be the 15th of June. And normally kids would get out on the 14th. We would say goodbye to our students on that day. Now we'll teach an additional day, and we'll treat the 15th with the same schedule, the same purpose as the 14th. So they come to school 1 day longer. Now the teacher work year also has to include some makeup days. So we would work the 16th, which is our normal guaranteed contract day, full day of uninterrupted planning, grading, cleaning up your room day. Nobody can touch that day. We would also come back on the 19th for a full day of professional development and a half day on the 20th for professional development. Now, those days have not been determined what they look like yet, but the district has agreed that MEA will have a voice on what they look like. What that does for us is it gets us half day out on the 20th. We don't have to come back on the 21st. Now, the bad news is we're giving up a half a grading day, but we're buying that time on June 20th. So we get it back. It's just that we're going to have to do our grades on our own time in April, and you just have to know that. But here's the thing. We've asked them to extend the grading deadline, which was normally the 17th, which is right after the weekend, right after the end of the quarter, all the way to the 21st, so we can flex our time and figure out how to get our grades done. In addition to that, we've agreed that we will run a mid-quarter schedule on the 19th, which gives us either a late start or early release for 2 hours of grading time with no PLC meetings, no staff meetings, no interruptions, on that day to help us out with the grading. So we get 2 hours. We don't get the 4 hours we were going to get, but we get 2 hours, plus we get that half day bought back on the 20th. Now, that being said, it's not the greatest plan in the world, but we looked at it on all the other plans, and it has more pros than the other ones, less cons. We believe it's the best solution. So does OSEA, so does the school board. You can vote no. The choice is between this plan and tacking those days on at the end. We could end up going that last week in June. It's really your choice. Your executive board would like a yes vote on this. We're recommending that. But we're a democratic organization. We want to hear your voice. So we're going to ask that the building reps send this message to all of you, that you hold a quick meeting next week and do a secret ballot, get those information, that voice back to us. We're not going to go back to the table and debate the other pros and cons of the plans. It's either this plan or the district will tack them on at the end. Vote your conscience, but please get out and vote. We want to hear your voice. This only works if you give us your opinion. We represent you. So thanks for all you do. Thanks for all you do for kids, and thanks for your grace during this time. This is really unprecedented, and your executive board and I are doing the best we can to get us through this in a timely manner so we can report the changes to parents and kids. All right, thanks again.